Well, guys, here we go again. Guys, I'm Ben Dorr, Executive Director with Minnesota Gun Rights, coming at you live from St. Paul, right here in the Capitol. You're in the Capitol where all the dirty deeds are done, where all the deals are made, where your tax dollars are swiped, and where your Second Amendment rights are under constant and near total attack. Guys, we've been here all day. We've been in this conference committee. If you've been watching our Facebook page, we got like 24 posts up there today about this conference committee. It just adjourned, and I've got all the details. Actually, I think they have one more bill they're hearing right now, not gun rights related, but they are done with red flag gun seizures and universal gun registration currently in that conference committee. Guys, let me know where you're checking in from. I've got all the details. You're going to want to hear this. This is the update. We've been getting the middle fingers. We've been getting the scowls. We've been getting the angry looks. We've been getting all of those things like we always do whenever we come here to the Capitol to fight for you. And I'm going to give you all the details about what happened. Some people were watching it live, but a lot happens that the cameras do not catch. So let me know where you're watching from, guys. I'll try to interact with the comments as much as possible, but here we go. These bills, first thing you should know, these bills are not dead. They're not dead. The gun control is not dead for this year, okay? That's the first thing you need to know. These bills are alive and well. Just a little bit ago, and we're going to talk about a bunch of this stuff, but just a few minutes ago, they did vote down, for right now, this version of red flag gun seizures and universal gun registration. It is not done. Chairman Carlos Mariani, a radical anti-gun leftist, was very clear. He turned, when it was over, he turned to all the anti-gunners sitting there, all the Moms Demand Action, all the Bloomberg people, and he said, don't worry, we've got another shot, we've got more chances, this is not over, we'll be taking this up again very, very soon. Hey, how you doing, Matt? That guy right there, that's the one we call Steely Dan. Where you going, Matthew? Don't run away. Guys, anti-gunners, they're everywhere. Where'd he go? Is he hiding around the corner, Jeremy? Tell him to come back. There's the Senate president right there. Say hi, Jeremy. Yeah, see, where'd he go? Oh, Matthew Steele escaped. Guys, that's Paul Gazelka's henchman right there. He had to snap some pictures. Just a few seconds ago. But now, like all of them, they're scampering down another set of stairs, never, ever, ever to have the courage to stand up and fight for you, always here simply doing their own bidding. Where'd he go? He's not coming back. Everybody see that? Unreal. They just slip away. They run away. They run away from us. Happens all the time. Well, that was Matthew Steele. That was Paul Gazelka. Haven't seen Paul Gazelka around here. And anyway, I'm sure he got his pictures and off he scampers to his boss. Guys, this is what's going on here in St. Paul. This is the game they play. This is how this works. They put up a good front. They put on a good show. But in the background, they're snapping pictures. They're filming a couple of videos. They're reporting back to their bosses. And they're just using a bunch of little talking points. These people are not fighting for you and me. Matthew Steele, poor guy. He earned himself a little band hammer from the Minnesota Gun Rights Facebook page a while back. Anyway, so moving on. I'm telling you, this place is full of losers. Anti-gun losers all over the place. But anyway, back to what we're talking about here. Boy, that guy, gotta love him. So just a few minutes ago, this conference committee, or a few hours ago, they kicked off this hearing, okay? And again, just now it was voted down. Currently, right now, just today, in this moment, it has not passed the conference committee. But this process is not over. If anybody tells you If anybody tells you it's over, it's done, we've had a good run, have a good day, they're feeding you a line of crap. The anti-gunners on that committee were very clear. Carlos Mariani was very clear. He said, there are other avenues. We are going to be taking this up again very, very soon, and we're going to continue to push this. So, first of all, thank you. Thank you so much for everything you've done. Thank you for all the pressure. You stopped it so far today. You stopped it so far today. I'm telling you, these lawmakers are terrified. They are terrified. Terrified of the members and supporters of Minnesota gun rights who have raised hellfire, really. Tremendous pressure down on them all session long, and they are afraid of you. They're afraid of you. And so I want to talk about what happened. There's a bunch of members on the committee. What did we see? How do we feel about this going forward? What were some of our interactions? Because you guys, if you remember, Senator Ron Latz was on this committee, and we had a little chit-chat with Senator Latz. Brady says, did they let you in this time, Ben? Surprisingly, yes. So actually, it was first come, first served, like for real this time. And I was standing right up front with a great American named Larry. The guy's a rock star, and we were the first people in the door. And I told the guards, I said, wow, for the first time, you guys are actually going to let Minnesota gun rights into the committee room. Good job. And of course, they're trying to play coy. But we did make it into the room. But what happened? What happened? So we have, again, 5 representatives and 5 senators. 4 Democrats in the House and 1 Republican. 4 Republicans in the Senate and 1 Democrat. And I can tell you, all eyes were on Minnesota gun rights today. All eyes were on Minnesota gun rights. And so before we even got in the room, what happened? Senator Ron Latz goes walking by. Senator Ron Latz. And of course, if you guys remember, Senator Ron Latz is the same guy we've been beating on for 5 years. They're his gun control bills. We've been fighting against him and his agenda this entire time. But what happens when Ron Latz gets in front of a camera? He'll go, oh, I've never heard of Minnesota gun rights. I've never talked with them. I don't know who they are. I've heard him tell that to the cameras more times than once. And so today, I said, Senator Latz. I said, well, I should introduce myself. I'm Ben Dorr with Minnesota gun rights. And he looks over at me, and he gets this look on it in his eyes like this, and he goes, oh, I know who you are. I know who you are. Well, I said, well, of course you do, Senator Latz. But I said, you got kind of a rough problem. You got a bad problem because you always tell the media that you've never heard of us, but we know how this game is played, don't we? And he goes, oh, I know exactly who you are. And he just took off into the committee room, and this is what happens. This is how anti-gun lawmakers treat real gun rights activists. We are not friends. We're not friends. We don't play well together. We don't work well together. If you're an anti-gun lawmaker and we're gun rights activists, we're not supposed to be friends. That's not how this stuff works. It's not how it works. Guys, before I go any further, do me a favor, share this video right now. I see we have hundreds of people watching, but share this video on your Facebook page. Start a watch party. This video needs to be seen by every gun owner in the state of Minnesota. So share this video right away. Anyway, how you doing there? Hey guys, check this out. Check it out. We have a Moms Demand Act. How you doing? Pretty good? Oh, good. We'll just leave her in the background there. So guys, there we have Moms Demand Action. See, this is how anti-gun activists treat pro-gun activists. That's how this stuff works. See, we're not supposed to be friends because we're not. Why could we be friends? We can't be friends. You want to take away our guns? Well, that's what the legislation you came here to support, that's exactly what they would do. Yeah, it does. Yeah. We don't believe in registering our firearms. We don't believe in having them confiscated. We believe in due process. We don't believe that firearms should be taken away just because somebody decides to call us in on total hearsay. So, no, that's exactly what your bills would do, and that's why we don't support them. And unfortunately, that's why we can't be friends. No, wrong. No, we don't think so. We don't believe in compromise. We don't believe in gun control, not of any kind. You might go talk with the Minnesota Gun Owners Caucus. They might support some version of what you guys are trying to push here, but we at Minnesota Gun Rights, there's no watered down version that you guys could possibly bring forward that we would possibly endorse or push for. So, Minnesota Gun Rights.
Minnesota Gun Rights as opposed to the gun order.
You bet.
Okay, so how do you do that?
Actually, I got to finish giving my presentation. I'm talking with the people here, so I'm happy to talk with you afterwards. You can stand there and film the whole time if you like, but what's that? Sure, that's fine. I gotta talk to my hundreds and hundreds of followers right here, and I can chat with you afterwards if you like. Otherwise, you betcha. You see, guys, it's every day. It's every day up here. Guys, all right, where were we? There's so many distractions on this Facebook Live video. It's outrageous. It's outrageous. So what I'm saying is, what do we see? What did we see inside the committee, right? Lawmakers all over this place want to claim credit one way or the other. You know, a lot of lawmakers like Paul Gazelka and others, they would want you to praise them for fighting for gun owners, okay? It doesn't happen. They're not doing it here. If you watched even 2 minutes of the live stream video of this conference committee, what did you not hear from a single Republican senator or representative on the entire conference committee? Not a word about, how about the Constitution? How about we oppose this legislation because it is unconstitutional, it destroys our freedoms, it destroys what our founding fathers built for us, this beautiful country. What about that? No, what we heard was from virtually everybody who's supposed to be on the pro-gun side was, well, just a little bit more tyranny than we are comfortable with. Nobody just stood up and said, look, this is unconstitutional from top to bottom, and I oppose all of it. No, instead, they sat there and said, well, there's one little portion of this that concerns me, and it's because of that I'm probably going to vote no on this, but we can have more discussions on this in the future. We can talk about this more going forward, but there's just a couple of little things that we can't, get along with here, but it's no big deal. It's no big deal. And then what happened? So we got a couple of good remarks from a few people, but then what happened? Senator Mark Scarry says, I thought Lang did good. Well, he started off good, Senator Andrew Lang, but then what was all that about his support for background checks? Background checks? Here's what he said. Now, this is a guy who filled out his Minnesota Gun Rights candidate survey, and maybe we need to clarify a little bit here, but what did Senator Lang say? He said, statistics show that 90% of Minnesotans support universal background checks. This is what Republican Senator Andrew Lang said. He goes, I know it's 90% of Minnesotans support gun control or support universal background checks, but here's my question for the committee. What's the matter with the other 10%? Why on earth would you not support background checks? This is what he said. Now, ordinarily, Andrew Lang's been pretty good on gun rights stuff. You know, we thought he was one of the decent guys. We might have to have a conversation with him and get a couple of clarifying remarks, because in no world, at any point, period, does Minnesota gun rights support background checks. They don't save lives. They don't stop criminals. All they do is give the government a massive list of guns and gun owners. It is total. It's a total gun confiscation scheme, because it builds a government database of who owns what. And so for Senator Lang to stand there and say, well, you know, what's the matter with the 10% who don't want background checks? That's pretty darn stupid. That's loopy in a big way. And Joshua Doomer says, nobody asked me about background checks. Yeah, this is what was passing for pro-gun opposition to the gun control, okay? And again, everybody else in the entire committee, all the so-called pro-gun representatives, what did they do? Not a single one of them spoke against the fact, or about the fact, that these are totally unconstitutional. How about one person saying, Mr. Chairman, this stuff is nothing but total and complete tyranny, and I, as a representative, will not sign off on any version of this gun control, period. Why not that? No, none of that. Every one of them just had a tiny little thing that they didn't quite agree with, and they wanted to switch up a couple of things. So, all that to be said, when all these lawmakers are walking around here telling you that they are the reason gun control is being stopped in Minnesota, I'm telling you, we've got a weak hand. The members and supporters of Minnesota gun rights are the only reason, and I mean the only reason, that this gun control is currently being stalled out. So rock freaking on to you guys. You guys are bringing, you're bringing it down. You're bringing down the roof. You've done fantastically. You've done fantastically. So guys, I have to say this. We've got to keep up the pressure. We must. These people are counting on you and me. They just have had enough. So technically, next Monday, this legislative session is supposed to end. But everything around here is telling us that they are going to immediately go into a special session that very day. They're supposed to end on Monday, but they're probably going to kick off a special session immediately. And so all of this stuff is still ready to go. All of this stuff is still waiting to be passed or stopped. And we cannot let up the pressure, because, again, they want you to get on your boat. Man, and I want to get on a boat, let me tell you. They want you to crack a beer. They want you to just kick it into summer mode and just turn off the legislative session. Guys, we cannot do that until session is over, until they adjourn sine die. That's what they call it, sine die. Until they adjourn sine die and totally shut this session down, we cannot let off a tiny little bit. So we'll have more updates for you, more action items, more people to contact going forward. We're not going to let off a bit, not a tiny little bit. It's like 1 billion degrees in here. Stuffy like these lawmakers. It's outrageous. What else did we see? What else did we see in there? You know, we saw a lot of kudos being given. We've said this before, we'll say it again. These hearings are total sham. They're just a show. They're a show for the public where the Democrats look good, the Republicans look good, the anti-gunners look good, and supposedly the Minnesota Gun Owners Caucus looks good. That's what this is, a total show. And if you watched the live stream, again, how many times can Senator Ron Latz or Carlos Mariani or Dave Pinto, how many shout-outs can they give to their friends, to Lazy Rob at the Minnesota Gun Owners Caucus? How many shout-outs? A dog and pony show of the highest order with their pet organizations up here. You see, Ron Latz can sit there and give kudos to Lazy Rob all he wants to, but when Ron Latz gets face to face with real enemies of his gun control agenda, what did he do? He goes, "Oh, I know who you are. I know who you are." And off he goes. Off he goes. We're sick and tired. Gun owners are sick and tired of the game that is being played here. Gun owners are being played by the Republicans, by the Democrats, by Moms Demand Action, and by these pet organizations who exist up here to fetch lawmakers their coffee and fluff their pillows. For all we know, they're giving them foot rubs when they take naps in their office in the evening, okay? This is what's happening. This is the game. And that's why, of course, each bill, how you doing? Each bill was allowed one opponent and one proponent, okay? One person could speak for the bill, one person could speak against the bill. And of course, Minnesota gun rights, we are not the favored child of the politicians. No, Lazy Rob gets up there, he speaks. It's a sham. It's a sham being pulled on gun owners. And then who else? The NRA. The NRA gets up to speak when they're supporting red flag gun seizures in Congress. Everybody knows the NRA is supporting red flags. Everybody knows $6 million Wayne supports universal gun registration. That it was the NRA who helped pass all of this stuff. It was the NRA who passed the Brady bill back in the 90s that created the NICS system to begin with. Okay? This is a giant scam, the biggest we've ever seen that is being perpetrated on gun owners right here in St. Paul. And so again, to reiterate, a lot of people are checking in right now. A lot of people are getting on for the first time. Guys, we're fighting like hell. You have to. We must be ruthless defenders of our Second Amendment rights, or we're going to lose them. We're going to lose them. Oh, but Ben, Minnesota gun rights, they're not very nice. They're mean. They don't talk nicely to anti-gun politicians, don't you know? No, it's not our job to be nice. It's not our job. It's our job to stop gun control. It's our job to expose anti-gun lawmakers and their little stooges who do their will. Little stooge is walking by. Little stooge. I love this. Where was this comment? I want to read this comment again. Ryan says, friends, this is this time to stand up and defend. Emails and phone calls daily. Are we back? Are we back? Sorry, guys. Bad reception. Bad reception. If you can hear me all right, let me know. Let me know. Guys, but that's the deal. We've got to stay amped up. We got to keep fighting this fight. We cannot slow down. We cannot rely on these politicians to do their job for us. Ain't going to happen. Ain't going to happen. These people, they don't believe in the Second Amendment. They don't love freedom the way you and I love freedom. They don't. They don't. They love being reelected. They love being praised by the media. They love being praised by their friends. They love it all. They love it all. They don't love the Constitution. They do not love our founding fathers. And they do not love our most cherished freedoms. We do. We do. If they did, they would fight. If they did, they would fight for you and me. They would fight for our children. They would fight for our grandchildren. They would stand up there and say, this is tyranny. And I will fight to stop it. No. They sit there and go, well, there's a few things that we just don't like this. I mean, honestly, what is there to like about red flag gun seizures? The fact that a single so-called pro-gun lawmaker can sit there and go, well, there's just this one thing. There's just this one thing that I don't like. If we could just fix that, well, then we'd be okay. Then we'd be okay. No, there is no version. There's no version of red flag gun seizures or universal gun registration that Minnesota gun rights would dare sign off on. You know, you get these pet organizations up there, and they're going on and on about public safety and about how we could just have a discussion about things that would promote public safety. Look, we are a gun rights organization. It is not our job. It is not our job to craft legislation. It is not our job to pander to politicians and create for them the solution to these so-called problems. As a gun rights lobbyist, as your voice in the Capitol, aside from the 120,000 emails, when I come here, it is not my job to pander to politicians. It is my job to tell them that as an organization, the members and supporters of Minnesota gun rights oppose all this gun control in every form and demand passage of stand your ground law and constitutional carry. That's my job. That's our job. That's what we're here to do. It's their job to come up with solutions to whatever their problems might be. Not ours. It's their job to fight for the people. It's their job to fight for gun owners. Instead, they sneak around the corners and they snap pictures and they report back and they post on their Facebook pages and they attack Minnesota gun rights. That's okay. That's okay. Minnesota gun rights is not here to pander to politicians. We're not here to play patty cakes with anti-gun organizations, with Michael Bloomberg, or with weak, sold-out, feckless gun rights organizations. Fighting for gun owners, fighting for the Second Amendment is more than lip service. You must be willing to be hated. And I got to tell you, I hope you like it, because Minnesota Gun Rights is the single most hated organization in this entire building. And we wear it as a badge of honor. We wear it with pride. That means that we have never gotten down on our knees. We have never surrendered. We have never sold you out. Gun owners have never traded away their freedom for a little bit of gun control. Not today, not ever. And these lawmakers, I'm telling you, literally, they walk by, they flip you off. I mean, these people are nasty. They hate you. They hate you. They hate me. And that's okay. This is the price we are so willing to pay in order to win this fight to stop gun control. And let me tell you, if we had not come out of the gate swinging in January, I don't know how many of you are watching this as maybe your first time. Maybe this is the first time you've ever seen me on camera. Maybe you're a new follower to the Minnesota Gun Rights Facebook page. Maybe you don't check in very often. I don't know. But let me tell you, we came out swinging. I'm seeing Mark Allen Everson says, I love being hated by politicians. People like Mark, people like me, people like so many of you, we came out in January swinging. I'm telling you, it was a no-holds-barred brawl. A brawl. And it has been every moment of this legislative session, because we knew this was their best chance. The best chance they've had ever in the history of Minnesota. This is their best chance to pass this gun control, and we knew we had to dig our heels in, set our jaws, and tell them we will never surrender, we will never back down, we will never give up We will never get tired. We will never go away. And any legislator, especially the weak ones who support this gun control, will be number one. Number one on the chopping block in 2020. We'll go after them in their districts at election time. And that is why Representative John Lesch, who was one of the House Democrats on this conference committee today, well, you guys know John Lesch if you've been watching our Facebook page over the last week or so. John Lesch is the guy who went on his Facebook page and had a total temper tantrum and quite literally said, he said, we're not going to get gun control passed in Minnesota. It's unlikely, he said, that we're going to get gun control passed in Minnesota because Minnesota gun rights has outmaneuvered, outworked, outperformed, and outfought any anti-gun organizations or any other organizations or politicians in this state. Boy, if that doesn't make you warm all through you, I don't know what's going to do it for you. If you like that, if you're a fighter like us and the thousands and thousands of folks who are going to see this video, if you're not a member, go to joinmgr.com. joinmgr.com. There's links on top of this video. There's links in the comments section. Become a member of this organization today, because if you're brand new, these people talking around you, Ryan, Mark, Kyle, Jeff, Eric, Tony, these people watching right now, I can see their names. I see them go by. They have fought like warriors for the Second Amendment, and that is why today this gun control did not pass this conference committee. If we had not taken this road, if we had not taken this approach, if we were not willing to look into the eyes of anti-gun lawmakers and say, not 1 inch, not today, not tomorrow, not ever. If we weren't willing to do that, we would have lost, we would be losing this fight. Join us. Go to joinmgr.com. Become a member. This is the organization fighting for you. And not just me. I'm not just talking about me because I run it. I'm talking about all these members. For those of you who are brand new, you should know. No other organization has been fighting up here, but the members and supporters of Minnesota gun rights have sent well over 100,000 emails. 100,000 emails to a couple hundred lawmakers. Over 110,000 emails have been sent by our membership opposing this gun control. You know, there's one thing, one of the senators got up there, I forget which one, and he goes, I got to say, I want to tell this committee, I have never, in my years here, I have never been inundated by as many phone calls, emails, and Facebook messages as I have basically from the members of Minnesota gun rights on this issue. Never had so many. He said, I'm getting at least 10 or 11 pro-gun emails for every anti-gun email. And that is a wake-up call. Yes, yes, yes. So get on board, become on board. People are asking, is it over or is there more? There's more. It did not pass today. It did not pass right now, thanks to your pressure. But Carlos Mariani, one of the chairs, radical anti-gun leftist. I mean, the guy's a total psychopath. You ever see him? The earring he wears? Strange man. Very strange. He was very clear. He turned to all the Moms Demand Action people and he said, we've got another shot. We've got another shot. We can take this up again in the very near future. This is not over. Okay, so this is not over. It's not over. It's over for today, for this moment. But session is supposed to end on Monday, 6 days from today. It's supposed to end then, but they're likely going to go into a special session, and that, folks, is when they ram stuff through at lightning speed. So we got to fight. We got to fight. If you're already a member, please consider making a contribution right now. There's a donate link on top of this video. We are going all out, and I mean all out right now. We've got to finish strong. We've got to keep these programs running. We need your help. Things have been slowing down a little bit. We need your help to keep this momentum going in our favor. So if you can make a contribution, if you're already a member, please go make a contribution. There's a link on top of this video. There might be one in the comments section as well. Please help us out. If you can help, please do. We're here fighting. I mean, quite literally. Quite literally. I mean, these lawmakers, they take off running. They take off running. Oh boy. But they watch from up top. They're all over the place. But they take off running when they get a chance. But we're fighting with them. They've been in our face, we've been in theirs, we've been pushing hard, and they know we are fearless. The members of Minnesota Gun Rights are fearless. And there is no greater force of men and women fighting for the Second Amendment or for any issue in Minnesota than Minnesota Gun Rights. You guys, you're a monstrosity of the best kind. Savages of the best sort. You guys are not afraid to get down in the mud and fight for your freedom. Politics, it ain't a nice game. Anybody who tells you that politics is all about relationships and kissing the boots of politicians and becoming buddy with everybody up here. If anybody tells you that politics is all polite conversations and sweet talking, they're lying to you. That, or they're just cowards. They're just cowards who are not willing to hold the line for the people. They're not willing to, we are. So guys, this goes on to the next step. This goes on further down the line. This is not over. This is not over. And what we saw today from the Republicans on this committee was a weak performance. Sure, a couple of them had their little moments where they, blah, blah, blah. There are a couple of those. But by and large, nobody was willing to throw down. I mean, have you guys seen those videos? There's so many videos out there of lawmakers across America. Did you see that one from New York? Just the other day, lawmaker throwing down. In Colorado, lawmakers throwing down. These viral videos of pro-gun lawmakers standing up there and just throwing down on behalf of gun owners. Talking about our founding fathers, about the Constitution, about our duty to the people to fight for them. Here in Minnesota, what do we got? I'm telling you, there were Republican lawmakers in that committee today saying, what's wrong with the 10% of Minnesotans who don't support background checks? I don't know. They're sane? Also, it's way more than 10%. Don't kid yourselves. Don't kid yourselves. And look at this. Look at this. I don't know if you guys saw the news today. You guys know that guy from the Mall of America? They said he was a Muslim. I'm not sure if that's true or not. That guy from Mall of America took that 5-year-old boy and threw him off the 3rd-story floor. He was found guilty today. I think he got 19 years today. And as they said in court, he went into the Mall of America looking for someone to kill. He went in looking for someone to kill. These people live in our state. These people are in our country. These people leave their houses to go find someone to kill. I mean, 19 years is a good start. We prefer a much quicker fix. A much quicker fix. He pled guilty. He pled guilty. He wasn't found guilty. He pled guilty. It's a breaking story. It's happening as we speak. These people want to kill innocent people. And what do they want to do here? They want to pass gun control. They want to confiscate your firearms. They want to take away your ability to protect your family, your children, your wives, your husbands, your communities. They want to confiscate those firearms. They want to disarm you, while monsters like this guy, premeditated first-degree murder, going to be sentenced on June 3. Premeditated first-degree murder. He went there looking for someone to kill. That is why we carry firearms. Oh, what's that stupid phrase from Protect Minnesota? Who are those morons? Nancy, nasty Nancy. What's your little catchphrase? Unarmed and unafraid. Unarmed and unafraid? Yeah. Tell that to Landon. Tell that to the 5-year-old boy whose body was broken, whose body was shattered, who survived, but whose body was shattered by an absolute animal who went out looking for someone to kill. Tell him unarmed and unafraid. And that is why we come to the Capitol here. That is why we stand here and fight for you. That is why we don't take any of this BS. We don't back down. We don't trade your freedoms. We don't. Never have. This is worth fighting for. The Second Amendment is worth fighting for. And that's why we're here. If you're not a member, join. Go to joinmgr.com. Become a member, become a member, become a member. For those of you just checking in, just a little bit ago, this conference committee got over. For right now, these gun control bills have been voted down thanks to your pressure, but they're not dead. They're not dead. It's not over. Nobody left the room saying, oh boy, well, at least we handled this for this session. It's not over. Anti-gun lawmakers were very quick to turn and tell anti-gun activists that there are more options, there are more chances, and they will be doing this again. They'll be bringing this up again very soon. Now, how this is going to work out, we don't know. How they're going to play this game, don't know yet. Don't know yet. But we're going to make sure we keep you up to date. But what I can tell you is you got to contact your lawmakers. You must keep the pressure on. You must keep it up. We will have more live updates for you tomorrow with new action items, new action alerts, and everything you can do to help fight back, okay? That'll be coming tomorrow right away. But for now, your activism, and it's never been more true. It's never been more true. See, in politics, there's always organizations who want to march around and glory hound. Happens all the time. There are other organizations, pro-gun organizations, who are right now marching around the state telling everybody that they are responsible for gun control being shut down. I'm here to tell you, the only reason this gun control has not passed is because of the members and supporters of Minnesota gun rights. Your voices thundering in this building is the only reason this stuff has not passed, and it is the only reason this did not pass today. No one else can stand here and say that. If you are a member of Minnesota Gun Rights, give yourself a huge pat on the back and go drink a beer. Go drink 2. Drink more. We don't care. Have a few beers because you're winning this fight. We're winning this fight currently. We got to keep the heat up. We got to keep the pressure on, because if we don't, it's over. It's over. There's no other organization that's going to stop this. These politicians are not going to stop it. Not at all. So give yourselves a huge pat on the back, but don't take your foot off the gas. Become a member of Minnesota Gun Rights if you're not already. Go to joinmgr.com. If you already are, go to the link on top of this video. Make a contribution. Help us fight. Help us fight for you. Help us fight on your behalf. Help us keep the heat on these lawmakers. Keep the ads running. Keep the mass emails running. Keep these live videos running. Keep all this stuff going full bore. every moment. And when session's over, it's over. We'll let you know. We'll let you know. But for right now, can't stop, can't let up. And these politicians like Ron Latz, these people who walk past us to go into this committee room, they're scowling. They are furious. Oh man, they hate us. They hate us, but they all had to sit there. They all had to sit there and stop this gun control today. They all had to shut it down, those who voted no, because they don't have any other choice. They don't have any other choice. A whole bunch of people have already joined. We got a bunch of memberships flooding in right now is what I'm being told. I'm getting notifications, guys. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Become a member. Join today. And let's put a little more pissed off in Ron Latz's eyes. These lawmakers who hate you and me so badly, let's give them something else to hate us about. Keep the heat on. Keep the heat on, because we're here all the time. We're going to fight. We're not afraid. Fearless. That's what you are. You're fearless fighters. We're fighters for the Second Amendment because we know what's at stake. We know that if they pass red flag gun seizures and universal gun registration, the odds of undoing that, be tough. Be very tough. We are not going to let Minnesota turn into California. We're going to keep this fight on, and these people, if they don't like it, if they want us to be a little bit nicer, they can pound sand. And again, that's the reason why Ron Latz gets in front of the TV cameras and goes, oh, well, I've never heard of Minnesota gun rights before. They've never met with me, and I've never... Well, first of all, I just want to say, who meets with anti-gun lawmakers? Who meets with the sponsor of Bloomberg's gun? What are we going to tell them? Hey, Ron, we'd sure like to do a deal. Are you kidding me? But today when he walked by, I just thought I gotta punk this guy a little bit. So I said, Senator Latz, sure is nice to meet you. My name's Ben Dorr with Minnesota. Oh, I know who you are. I know who you are. And he storms off. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. But what was even more fulfilling and fantastic is the fact that, well, his agenda is being and has been destroyed for years. It's been destroyed for years by the members and supporters of Minnesota gun rights. And hey, we don't intend to let go of our winning streak. We intend to win this again. So get on board, become a member of Minnesota gun rights today. Go to joinmgr.com. If you already are a member, go make a contribution. Guys, that's what I've got for right now. A lot of weakness in St. Paul. Soft-spoken lawmakers who try to put on a good show, but never get down to the crux of the matter. They never get down to the heart. And that is that this flies in the face of everything we hold dear. It's unconstitutional. It's unconstitutional. It's the worst. It's the worst. And I'm not going to look my children in the eye and go, sorry, William, you know, I really wanted to make sure that your gun rights were kept safe. I wanted to pass on a better state. But, you know, in politics, you know, a little bit of honey attracts more flies than vinegar. You know, in politics, you're supposed to find common ground. You're supposed to compromise. So I'm sorry, son. I did my best. But, you know, we had to make a deal. And I'm sorry that your gun rights aren't intact. And I'm sorry that, well, Dad let you down. Ain't going to happen. Ain't going to frickin' happen. Not ever. Not ever. Not ever. And I know you guys feel the same. We got to fight for our kids. We've got to fight for our grandkids. We've got to fight for the future of our state. It's not lost. It's not over. I know this place is a cesspool and it's filled full of nasty, nasty people, but it's not over. It's not over. And we can still win this on so many fronts. So stand up and fight with Minnesota gun rights, because we're fighting with you. We're fighting with you. We're fighting for you. Go to joinmgr.com, become a member. I'll have more live updates for you tomorrow. I'm not even sure what time it is right now. What time is it? Anybody know what time it is? 4:30. I think we're doing a show tonight. I think we're doing a Second Amendment daily show, a live stream update with the American Firearms Coalition and Minnesota Gun Rights. So I think that's happening at 6:30 tonight, maybe 6 o'clock. I'm not 100% sure, guys. But you'll either see me tonight or tomorrow. Either way, we will let you know. Keep the pressure on, keep fighting. Today is a victory, but it's a victory because of you. So all these politicians who are gonna run around and retarded Matthew Steele, who's lurking around he's literally lurking around the corner right now. He's too scared to come out. This guy has been snapping pictures all over the place. He's hiding around the corner. When these people go on all these Facebook pages and go, Minnesota Republicans are fighting for you. No, that's a lie. Minnesota Gun Rights is fighting for you. And by Minnesota Gun Rights, I mean you. You guys, Greg, Wilhelmine, Tony, I see all these people watching right now. You guys are fighting. You guys are winning this fight. Nobody else is doing it. So, there go the sirens. There go the sirens. All right, guys, that's what I've got for right now. I'm going to go knock a few more heads together before we head out from here, but get on board. Greg Meyer says, I'll send you another membership, Ben. Not a problem. Dude, Greg, you're awesome. Greg and his brother Butch, they're literally like, they should get on board and become like board members or something. These guys are rock stars. They're amazing. I love them. I love you guys. Thank you for your help. Thank you for fighting. Thank you for getting on board. Thank you. That's what I can say. Thank you. Because in spite of their hatred for us, their hatred for you and for me, in spite of all of that, we have held back this storm. We have stopped this so far. And with your help, we'll get her done. We got to get it done. We cannot back down. We cannot let off. This can still pass. This can still pass. Quite frankly, that it wouldn't surprise me a bit that they would hammer this stuff through, make it become law, and instantly adjourn for the summer and be gone for 8 months, leaving gun owners just shell-shocked, okay? It can happen. It has happened before on a lot of other things in a lot of other states. We've seen it before. We've got to keep the heat on here. We can't slow down. We can't let up. So guys, God bless you. I'm going to hop off for right now. Share this video with your family and friends. I'll either see you tonight or I'll see you guys tomorrow with more updates, more action items. But for now, thank you. Man, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for fighting with us. And I'll be back later. Take care, guys.